Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So every once in a while I like to do one brand tutorials. I've done high-end brands, I've done drugstore brands. I don't know if I've made a playlist yet, but if I have, I will have it linked down below. And I really just love to sometimes sit down and do this because I feel like I'm able to really focus in on one brand at a time and kind of share with you guys my favorite products from the brand. So we're going to be doing that with Thrive Causemetics today. It's been a long time since I've done a full face of Thrive, and actually I was never able to do a full face of Thrive until now. I ordered their most recent launch, which completes my full face. It just came today and I'm so excited. The thing that was missing in their makeup line was concealer. So the Buildable Blur Concealer launched. I bought it. I bought 2 shades. Hopefully one of them worked for me. And yeah, I'm really excited to be able to finally do a full face of Thrive Causemetics. So you guys may know I really love this brand. I also adore the founder and also the team. So I met Carissa Bodnar, the founder, several years ago now at this point, and she has been such a wonderful mentor to me. I think she's just incredible, and the brand she's built is obviously amazing too. There are so many incredible products that I can't wait to tell you guys about. Just so you know, this video is not sponsored by Thrive Causemetics. They don't know that I'm making this video, but I do want you guys to know that I speak so highly of the brand because I know Carissa so personally, and I know the full story behind this brand. I've watched them grow and continue to grow since discovering them a couple of years ago. So yeah, we're gonna just get right into it. I'm gonna be doing my eyes first, I think. I have so many amazing products in front of me that I'm excited to share, and I have kind of discovered some new favorites since the last time I talked about Thrive. So I'm excited to kind of share some of those with you guys too. So we're gonna start off with brows. You guys already know how much I love this brow product. This is the Infinity Waterproof Eyebrow Liner. I wear the shade Audrey. I've talked about this several times on my channel. This is one of my favorite brow pencils, especially for when I'm running out the door. Like if I need to get my brows on and I don't have a ton of time, this is my go-to brow pencil for that. It also stays in my brows super well. I love that it gives you definition, but it also looks really natural. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of doing this in real time here so you can see how quickly I fill in my brows with this. I mean, maybe it's not quick to some people, but for me, it's insanely fast. I usually take several minutes to do my brows, but with this pencil, for some reason, I'm really able to just fill in the sparse areas, brush it through, and then I'm good to go. It's so quick. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the other brow. I think the tone and undertone of this shade too for me is perfect. I absolutely love it. All right, so brows are on. We're gonna go ahead and move into eyeshadow. And I've been trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do for eyes because there's a few different eye products that I really enjoy from Thrive Causemetics, so I might layer a few. We're gonna start off with their waterproof primer. So this is the Eyelift 360 eyeshadow primer. This is the shade Invisible Matte. I don't think they have more than one shade at the moment. So this is what we're gonna start with. I'm just gonna put a bit of that on the eyelids. And I'm just gonna use my finger to blend this out. Making sure to blend it out toward the edges. I feel like every time I use an eyeshadow primer, I sometimes forget to drag it out this way. And then I go to blend out my eyeshadow and it like doesn't blend out as seamlessly toward the edge because there's a line of where the primer stopped abruptly. So I try to remember to blend the eyeshadow primer out further than I think I would. So we're gonna let that kind of sit and dry down. Okay, so my current favorite eyeshadow palette from Thrive, they have a few, but I love the Focus Eyeshadow Quad. So this is the eyeshadow palette in the shade number 2. Now this is more of a cool tone palette. It's funny because when they first launched their palettes, or when I first tried out the brand, I should say, I definitely reached for their more warm toned palettes. But then I tried this one out just on a whim randomly, and it is my current favorite from Thrive. So I'm gonna be using this. I think I'm gonna layer it on top of some of their Brilliant Eye Brighteners, which is another eye product that I am obsessed with. They have so many different shades. I don't even think these are all the shades. I just grabbed a handful because I have a couple of colors that I have in mind to use today. But these are basically like eyeshadow crayons. It makes it so easy to do a really quick eye look. Okay, let me see what I want to use. I think maybe I want to keep it kind of cool toned. So I might use the shade Muna or Muna. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that name, but maybe this. Or one of their new shades is called Cali, which is really pretty as well. But I kind of like Muna because it has a bit more shimmer in it, and I just feel like doing something on the more glam side. So let's see here. What do I want to do first? I think I'm gonna start with the Brilliant Eye Brightener. So the cool thing about these two is on the bottom, there's a sharpener. So if you wanna use it as like an eyeliner, you can. Since I'm gonna use it as an eyeshadow all over today, I'm not gonna worry about it being too sharp. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending this out on the eyelid. Yeah, I love this shade. This one's one of their new ones as well. But you'll see it has some more obvious glitter flecks in it, which I love. So I'm just gonna kind of scribble this onto the lid. It does not have to be perfect, especially since I'll be applying some other colors from this powder palette in a minute. But I'm just gonna take a brush. This is actually the Thrive All Over Eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to blend that out. You literally could just slap this on and pop mascara on and you'd be good to go. Oh my gosh, speaking of mascara, I feel like some of the mascara I was wearing yesterday is starting to flake underneath my eyes a little bit. All right, I'm gonna do the same exact thing on this eye. Again, just kind of scribbling it. It does not have to be perfect right now. I might go back and add a little bit more on the other eye just to kind of even out the intensity, but I'm just gonna blend this out everywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna add a bit more to the first eye. I love the more intense glitter in that shadow. We're gonna go ahead and dip into the palette now. So again, this is the Focus Eyeshadow palette in the shade number 2, and I'm gonna be taking this shade right here called Kate. I'm gonna tap off the excess and I'm gonna take the eyeshadow crease brush. And I'm gonna start building up a little bit of depth on the outer portion of the lid. And I'm also gonna sweep that into the crease a bit as well. I'm gonna really build this up. I love this shade and I kind of wanna do something a little more intense on the eyes. I love to blend the edges with the lightest shade in the palette called Victoria. So I'm gonna take this on another brush. This is another all over eyeshadow brush. And I'm just gonna kind of take that and sweep this right across the edges of where I just applied that first shade. And I feel like this always helps really blend out and soften the darker eyeshadow shade. Like when they mix together, it makes a really beautiful transition color. So that's what I'm gonna create here. All right, same thing on the other eye. So something else that you might not know about Thrive Causemetics if you've never purchased a product from them, I'm just doing the same thing with that light shade to create the transition. But they have an amazing mission with their entire brand. Every purchase that you make gives back to a woman in need, and it's just the most amazing thing. I've witnessed how they give back in person through their giving events from a couple years ago, and it's amazing and so just empowering to see the way that they use something like makeup to really empower women to feel like the best version of themselves. I just love that about this entire brand because you guys know I'm makeup obsessed and I buy a lot of makeup, and it's just really nice to know with this brand that when you do purchase something, not to mention the stuff is so good, so you're really not just buying it to give back, like you also get an amazing product. But it's so nice to know that when you do spend your money to replace something that maybe you use every day, like a mascara especially, that purchase goes back to an amazing cause. So it's one of my favorite things about the brand, and Carissa, the founder, has truly one of the purest hearts, and she's just always looking for ways to uplift people and serve people and give back to them. It's the most inspiring thing. And again, I've been able to like witness this in person and just see firsthand how genuine the entire Thrive Causemetics team is and how everyone's so passionate about truly making a difference. So yeah, I love that about Thrive. All right, we've got that smokiness blended out. My favorite shade in this palette though is this one right here. This is called Elizabeth. Even though I did already apply that Muna shade as a base, I want a little bit of this to kind of make the lid pop a bit. And this actually does have more golden glitter reflex in it, which is so beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press that on top, kind of focusing it on the inner portion of the lid, blending it outward. And I'm kind of pressing that to make sure that those glitter reflex really stick onto the lid. I think it's such a pretty, foolproof and flattering eye look. I really am so in love with this palette. I love that it's all cool tone, but not too cool tone to where it, you know, washes you out. I feel like there's just enough warmth in that shimmer shade especially to really balance everything out. Okay, so we're gonna use eyeliner. If you know me, you'll probably know that I don't use eyeliner that often, but I did want to feature the Thrive Causemetics eyeliners because I do love this formula so much. I have two shades that I get the most use out of. The first one is actually the shade Lizzie. This is the most beautiful kind of mossy green. So that's why I get so much use out of it, is because when I do wear an eyeliner, it's probably for a look that's a little bit more glamorous. So I love this in the waterline when I'm using golds or olive greens, of course. So that's one of my favorites. I think it's incredible. And then more recently, let me see here. I have been so into, okay, I guess I've been into two other shades a little bit more. The first one being Hoda, which is a dark gray. So again, something that's going to define the eyes, but it's not as harsh as a black liner. And then sometimes I even use this one, which is a navy blue. It's so pretty. This one's called Talia. So yeah, those are my top three colors. I think just the color selection is amazing in these eyeliners. Plus, again, the formula is awesome. So I think I'm going to use Hoda, which is the gray, because I think it'll really complement this particular eye look. I'm just going to focus this on the outer edge of the eye, just so that when I apply mascara, the lash line on that outer portion is pretty defined. So I'm kind of starting at the center of the lid, and then I'm making the line just a little bit thicker as I move out toward the edge. I'm not going to worry about doing a wing or anything. I'm just going to stop it at the edge there. So a very subtle detail. Again, not something that I personally do all that often, but I love these eyeliners. And the cool part is too, you can flip the pencil over and use this little smudger to kind of buff out any potential harsh lines. I love that about this liner too. And I actually use this smudger way more than I thought I would, so I'll show you. It just kind of softens it. I don't know if you could tell how it just kind of smudges and softens the line. I think it looks so good. Okay, wait, before I do anything else, I'm gonna actually go in with another Brilliant Eye Brightener. This one's in the shade Stella. This is the shade I get the most use out of, because I feel like you can just throw this all over the eyelid, especially on like an everyday basis. It's a really beautiful kind of champagne golden color, but I also love using it to highlight the inner corners. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Just kind of use that to brighten things up, and I'm gonna also pop that underneath the brow bone to lift it. You know what? Now that I'm here, I'm totally just going with the flow. I'm gonna highlight this inner crease, or scoopity boopity, with that same color, just so that when the light hits it in a certain way, you have that bit of champagne moving through the inner crease. I'm just taking my finger to blend that out a little bit though. All right, now I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and just clean up any fallout. Honestly, there wasn't much at all, but I wanna make sure that this edge is a little more lifted before going in with mascara. Really quickly, I'm just gonna press down the edge after wiping that away so that I don't have too harsh of a line on the edge of the eye here. Of course, we have to go in with my Thrive Causemetics mascara. I'm looking for the shade Bryn, which is the black shade. I don't think I need to really explain myself when it comes to this mascara. You guys already know how much I love this mascara. I have constantly used this mascara since I first tried it. There is just a certain look that it gives my lashes. There's a certain time and place where I just know I need Thrive's mascara to be able to trust the wear of my lashes throughout a long day. It truly is one of the most, if not the most, incredible mascara. Oh, I just poked my eye though, hold on. Okay, we're good. But it is the most incredible mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply it on the top lashes for now, and you'll see how much it lengthens and lifts. I am obsessed with it. So the reason why it wears so well and has such longevity is because it's a tubing mascara, so it grips around the lashes and really lengthens them. But then it makes it so that if your eyelids get oily or whatever throughout the day, I've never, ever once had this smudge or flake on me. But then it removes easily at the end of the night just using warm water, which is incredible as well. So I feel like you get the longevity of like a waterproof mascara without the lash damage, because I hate how waterproof mascaras do not come off, and this one comes off so easily when you're ready to take it off. I would say that when it comes to family and friends as well, this is their #1 product. Every time anyone's over at my house, you know, everyone kind of goes through my friends and family bins and they're choosing products, and I have gifted this mascara to almost everyone who wears makeup in my family, and as soon as I try it, that's all anyone wants. So anytime I have backups, they are gone pretty quickly because everyone, including myself, needs one of these in their makeup collection at all times. Okay, let's move on to complexion. I'm really excited because I am obsessed with this primer. So this is a more recent launch from Thrive as well. This is the Brilliant Face Primer. It's an illuminating primer. You can see the text is already being rubbed off of this because I love it so much. They also have a Filtered Effects blurring primer. You guys know I don't always use blurring type products, but I'm gonna layer the two today because I have layered them and I love how it looks. But I would say if I were to only choose one primer that they make, it would be the illuminating one. So I'm gonna take this on my finger. You can see how amazingly just like luminous this is. And I'm gonna put this one all over my face, and then I'm gonna layer the blurring one in the areas that I want my face to look a little more airbrushed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this everywhere. On the back of the bottle, it even mentions to wait 30 seconds before applying your makeup. And you'll see when you do try this that it does require like that 30 seconds to really sink into the skin and leave a really nice base for your foundation. So I'm gonna make sure to let that rest for a minute. You can see how glowy it makes my skin, and maybe you can see it on my hands a little bit better. I love the sheen that it gives the face, but even when I look up close on my hands, it's not glitter. I don't know how they did it because it's not sparkly whatsoever, but it just gives the skin such a beautiful lit from within glow. And I really do find that this one helps with the longevity of my makeup too, because sometimes with glowier primers, it's all about just the glow, not necessarily the longevity afterwards. And you can see, I don't know if you can, but my finger kind of grips onto my face after this dries down. So that's where I feel like the longevity is with this primer. Let's go ahead and go into the Filtered Effects Blurring Primer. Now this is a completely different formula altogether. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this, and you can see it's more of that kind of silicone-y, clear, milky kind of a color. So this I'm gonna go ahead and take in the center of the face, because that's where I want to look the most airbrushed. That's also where I have the largest pores right here, and you can actually even see that. Can you see that on camera like I can in person? It really does blur the pores. And I'm gonna let this kind of sink into the skin as well. I'm gonna kind of get it in the smile lines too. Okay, while we wait for that to kind of settle in, I'm gonna use the Thrive Causemetics Buildable Blur CC Cream. You can see how much I love this as well. I usually am in between two shades, but since I'm so fair, I've actually been able to make the shade Fair Light work. I used to mix Fair Light and Light, which I might do, I don't know, we'll see. But I've been using just Fair Light recently, and I feel like once my makeup's all done, it really doesn't look too crazy. So I'm gonna put one pump of this on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna take the Thrive Causemetics bronzer brush. Don't they have a foundation brush? Am I crazy? I feel like I use this brush as a foundation brush, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of place this in the center of the face, kind of blend it outward. Yeah, you can see that color is working really well for me right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna mix the other one in. This gives such beautiful coverage. As you can see, I mean, it really does cover up so much redness, but it also looks really natural, and you don't have to build it up as much as I am, but just know that it is buildable too. So if you want that super full coverage look, you can definitely achieve it. If you want something a little more on the sheer side, just use less and blend that out all over the skin. Either way always looks amazing. I'm kind of just roughly applying this all over. I'm gonna go in with my Thrive Causemetics sponge, which is one of my favorite sponges ever, actually. There's something about the texture of this that is just to die for. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and press that CC cream into the skin with this, just to really make sure it looks super seamless and there's no brush lines anywhere. Normally I would go back in with a little more coverage, because sometimes I would kind of use that CC cream as my concealer, but now we have a concealer to try out. So I'm just gonna leave it as is, just with the one pump, and apply the concealer on top of areas that I want more coverage. So I'm so excited. This is the new Buildable Blur HD Creaseless Concealer, and I've been seeing people talk about this like on Thrive's page, and they say that it doesn't crease, which I'm really excited to put to the test. I got two shades. I got the shade Fair Cool and Light Cool, and I think Fair Cool is gonna be what I'm gonna use all over the face today, because the light one looks a little bit dark now that I've opened the two. Here's the packaging. I'm obsessed with that little swirly twirly on it. I really like that. And then the applicator looks really nice. It's the kind that you can kind of shape the face with too, if you wanted to. Okay, moment of truth, friends. Let's go ahead and try this out. I'm gonna put a bit of this under the eye. I'm gonna do one eye at a time. And I'm just gonna blend that out with my sponge. That's my favorite way to apply concealer usually. I mean, sometimes I blend it out with a brush first, but since I love this sponge so much, I'm just gonna go straight in with that. Okay, so we get good coverage definitely off the bat. You can see the difference between the two. It looks very natural, and I feel like I could actually build this up a little more. It's more sheer than I anticipated, but like in a good way. I think it's just more lightweight, I should say, as well. Okay, I'm gonna blend that out. Let's go ahead and apply a bit anywhere else on the face. I'm gonna do just this, I guess, for now, because I really do want to kind of see the comparison of both sides. Something I love about Carissa is she does not just launch something to launch something. They've been working on this concealer for years. Like, I think it's been 5 years, she said, 4 years. Lots of years to perfect the formula, which really says something about the brand, because I feel like it'd be easy to just say, you know what, it's good enough just to get a launch out, but they don't do that ever. So when they launch something, I'm always so excited because I know they have put their heart and soul into it, and I know it's gonna be good. Oh, so there's the before and after. You can definitely see the coverage, but truly, I love the finish. It feels very lightweight, feels very hydrating underneath the eyes too. So far, so good. Obviously, this is just my first impression, so you know, a wear test is gonna be important. I'm gonna just cover anything else on the face that I want covered. I'm gonna put a bit on the center of the forehead too, and a little down the nose as well. Wow. See, yeah, when you turn it to the side, it creates a really, really nice thin line. That's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna quickly just blend this out. I should probably see what else it's supposed to do. So this says it instantly erases the look of dark circles, conceals blemishes, and it's infused with a skincare first formula. What else does it say? Yeah, I know that there's some sort of extract. Maybe I should look that up. Hold on, let me blend this out and then I'll look up the skincare benefits in this. This comes in 24 shades, by the way. Okay, yeah, snow mushroom extract is what I was thinking of, which is supposed to increase skin elasticity and bounce, and it holds up to 500 times its weight in water. That's kind of fun. I know how much Carissa loves skincare, so it just makes a lot of sense that there's some good skin benefits in here. Wow, that's a really nice concealer, you guys. I obviously will see how it wears through the rest of the night and leave a note in the description box, because I feel like otherwise this video will be way too long to do like a wear test with just for the concealer, because I know how everything else wears and it wears beautifully on the skin. So we're gonna go ahead and set the face now with my favorite. This is one of my favorite products from Thrive. It's their Soft Focus HD Setting Powder. Besides the mascara and the brow pencil, I would say that this product is one that I feel like everyone should try. I love how blurring this is, but it's never dry feeling. It looks so flawless underneath the eyes, all over the face, anywhere you apply it, basically. It's amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this underneath the eyes to set, which I'm so excited to see. Ooh, it's so smooth. It looks so good on top of the concealer, which, you know, I was really excited to see because usually this powder makes all concealers look amazing, but especially over top of Thrive's own concealer. Ooh, the blurring is definitely visible. That is so, so pretty. I feel like I'm just taking my jolly old time today, chat, and I better speed this up a little bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a 40-minute video. Okay, I applied powder all over the face, including on the outside of the face with just a little bit more powder. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge. I always do this after applying setting powder because this just helps smooth everything even more. Okay, normally I do bronzer after this step, but I feel like I kind of want to finish up the eyes really quickly before moving on. So I'm going to take that Brilliant Eye Brightener in the shade Muna, and this is what I'm going to use across the entire lower lash line. I love doing this with these Brilliant Eye Brighteners, especially these deeper colors, because really you can just kind of sweep this across the lower lash line and your eye look is done. So that's literally what I'm going to do today. Just kind of line that lower lash line, and it still has that gorgeous shimmer to it, so it really looks like you tried hard on the lower lash line when really you just did one swipe of a eyeshadow stick. It's really great. I'm gonna pop on a little bit more of the Brilliant Eye Brightener in Stella in this inner corner here, just to make sure we didn't lose any of that brightness. And I'm going to add some lower lash mascara. Let's use the other shade of mascara. So this is their shade Crystal, which is a brown black. I don't know if you can see. It kind of helps to see it against the black component here. You can see that it's a nice dark brown, but you still get definition with this, which I love, but it's just slightly softer with a more brown shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to the lower lashes. Well, that was easy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and warm things up with another one of my all-time favorite Thrive products. This is one of the best bronzers that I've ever tried. This is the Blur and Sculpt Bronzing Powder in the shade Rhea. You can see how much I love this. And I'm gonna use this on their fluffy brush. I love this big old brush. This is the Oliver powder brush, but I like to use it for bronzer. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna start to just warm up the face with this. They recently expanded the shade range of this bronzer too, which was really exciting because it is such an amazing formula. So if you hadn't tried this bronzer yet because the shades didn't work for you before, just know that they did recently expand them, so you should check it out because this formula is too good to not try. So I'm just getting that in the hairline, along the jaw, and down the neck. I'm just taking the brush I used with the powder earlier and just blending that out. One of my more recent discoveries that I'm obsessed with is this right here. This is one of their triple threat color sticks. It comes in several shades. It's one of their cream blushes though, and the shade Olivia is amazing. It's a really beautiful kind of coral shimmer. I love this because it actually works great on top of, as I drop it. Oh no. Oh, that was bad. I got it in my carpet. No! Oh my gosh, it has like a carpet mark in it. It fell face down. I'm gonna just kind of clean off the top layer and then we'll move on as if nothing happened. But I like to take the bottom of my Thrive sponge and dip into this and then kind of make sure that it's really, really evenly spread by pressing it into the back of my hand before going into the face with this. So that's how it blends best if I've set the face, which I usually do. If you're someone who doesn't use too much powder on the cheeks, then you could probably just go in directly onto the face with this product. But yeah, with powder, this is how I like to do it. So I just smile and apply this on the apples of the cheeks, blending up. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this so much. And for some reason, this kind of a coral blush paired with cool toned eyeshadows is a whole vibe for me. I love it. Same thing on this side. And then another recent discovery, recent as in like the past 4 months. 5 months maybe, so not too recent honestly, is also another triple threat color stick, but this time in the shade Miko, which is a gorgeous pink shimmer. This one's to die for. So I'm just gonna take the backside of the top of the sponge and apply this with the sponge as well. Sometimes I like to press that in the back of my hand a little first. This is the most beautiful kind of pinky highlighter for the face. Hold on, let me build this up enough for the camera. Oh, I love it. These are so good. I'm just gonna apply that to the other side of the face. I love that slight pink undertone in this. I don't know, it's just so pretty to me. I'm gonna go ahead and take that on the Cupid's bow while I'm trying to talk. There we go. And then I'm gonna flip the sponge back over to the side we used to blend out the CC cream. And I'm just gonna really press everything down one more time, gently, to make sure there's no harsh lines. Okay, I'm wiping off any foundation that got on the lips. Now for the fun part, lip liner. I have the entire bundle of lip liner here. So there's several that I love. I love the shade Gizlan, which is like a pretty mauve. I'm obsessed with the shade Ruth, which is like a peachy, kind of a nude. For more of a light look to the lips, the shade Jessie is phenomenal. Where is that one? Yeah, this one. I love Jessie. I might actually wear that one today, we'll see. And for a bright pop of color, I wear this all the time by itself. Valencia. This is like a fuchsia kind of berry. I wear it like as a lipstick all the time. And then khaki is an amazing kind of brown coffee color. Yeah, if you can't tell, I love the colors of these lip liners. And the formula too is great. Let's see, which one should we do today? You know what, we'll just go classic. We'll use the shade Gizlan, I think, which is that mauve. So I'm gonna line and fill in the lips a bit with this, which there's also sharpeners at the bottom of these lip liners too, which is great. This color is amazing all over the lips as a lipstick too, but I thought it'd be pretty to add one of my favorite lipsticks on top, which is the shade Eileen. It's this really pretty kind of pinky nude color. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that next. This is one of their headliner lipsticks, by the way. I love this shade and I love the shade Stephanie as well. And then let's do a little glossy moment, shall we? I love these glosses. Oh gosh, what are they called? They're like the glossy toppers or something like that. You know what? As I'm looking at this, I kind of want to try one other lip combo before I commit. Let's try something a bit lighter. So this is the shade Jessie. Yeah, I think I like that. There's something a little more like 60s about the colors on the eyes with this color on the lips. And I think I'm gonna mix together Eileen and Stephanie. So let's go back in. Let me make sure to wipe off the top of this lipstick though, because there's a little bit of the mauve color on it. Okay, yeah, now you can see a little more of the true color of the shade Eileen. I actually think that's really pretty. Like kind of a more peachy lip to match the cheeks. Yeah, I like that for this look. All right, now we're gonna go back to the gloss. And I think because I backed away from like the more mauve end of things, I'm gonna use the shade Ashley, which is just a nice clear color with a little bit of gold shimmer in it. So I'm just gonna gloss that up a little. All right, let's step back and whoa, drop some things and then assess the situation. All right, we're gonna look in my faraway mirror and I'm just taking that big old fluffy brush, adding a bit more bronzer to just further sculpt things. I'm actually wanting just a smidge more blush too. I'm gonna take that same color called Olivia, and I'm gonna apply it kind of higher on the cheeks right here. I think that looks so pretty. Okay, I'm actually gonna take what's left of that and kind of press it right here on the eyes just to add a bit of that coral color. I find that that really helps balance out some of the pink tones on the cheeks and the lips. I want a little bit of that in the eyes so that the eyes don't look like they're alone up there. Okay. I'm wiping off what's on the back of my hand. I think I really like how everything looks right now. So now I would usually do a setting spray. I mean, I actually am not going to. Well, Thrive doesn't make a setting spray. I would love for Thrive to make a setting spray. I'm sure someone's working on it because I think they would make just an incredible setting spray. Let's go back and touch up the brows though, before I forget, with that same eyebrow pencil. Last but not least, I'm going to do a brow gel. I wanted to show you Thrive Causemetics semi-permanent brow gels that they have. This is the Instant Brow Fix brow gels. This is not anything against this product. I just cannot figure out for the life of me how to make tinted products look phenomenal on my brows. I have tried over and over. So it's not to say that these aren't great tinted brow gels. I'm just not the person to be able to recommend tinted brow gels right now because I just can't even figure it out for myself. I can't figure out how to make my brows look good with it. So I wanted to show you those, but I'm just gonna use a clear brow gel because that's what I know works for me. I would love if Thrive made a clear brow gel because that's what I use on a daily basis. All right, you guys, so that completes this full face of Thrive Causemetics. I hope you enjoyed seeing the entire brand in action and seeing some of my personal favorite products. I love how this look turned out. There's something about the cool tones with like this peachy cheek and lip. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. This is a brand that like every time I wear their products, I can trust them. It wears so well throughout the day on me. So I'm really, really excited to wear this for the rest of the day. I know it's gonna hold up for me. I'm excited to see how the concealer holds up. Again, I'll leave a note in the description box down below based off my first impressions, how it worked for me. So far so good though. I think it looks so smooth and it feels really great underneath the eyes, so I'm excited about it. Let me know in the comments what one brand tutorial you would like to see next. I would love to continue to make more of these. Again, I think it's a great way to showcase the best products from the brand, and also since it's from one brand, it's cool to see how their formulations work together because usually brands formulate things to work especially well with their own products. So yeah, super obsessed with how this turned out. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. All these products I use will be listed and linked down below for you guys in case you want to try anything out. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.